Hi everyone. I have a very short sequence for you to just get your body moving in all the right ways so that we can really activate your core. So as we go through this Pilates sequence, it's really important to remember that the most important thing is that you're breathing. So I am going to be cueing you to breathe in through your nose and out through a pursed lip, so you can kind of imagine that like you're blowing out a birthday candle. But all that's going to really do is just add a little bit of extra added benefit to give a little extra oomph to your core. But again, as long as you're breathing, don't worry about all of the rest of it. We'll fine tune it as we go along. So let's follow me by bringing your feet to the top of your mat. You're gonna have them about a hip's width apart. So take your hands on tops of the shins, and then what I want you to do is just take a second to kind of sink into that position, and then take a moment to really lift up out of it. And then one more time, just kind of sink into that. Notice where the weight goes into the sit bones. And then as you inhale now, I want you to make this your new baseline as we lift from here. So as you take a big breath in through your nose, you're gonna exhale. Take an active breath out as you fold into the ribs. Your hands will slide a little bit down towards your ankles, and you'll feel this really active, rounded back position. Take a big breath in through your nose and really breathe in between those shoulder blades. And as you exhale through those pursed lips, try to feel that belly button pull in towards your spine and feel your ribs draw together and draw a little bit closer towards that belly button. We'll take one more big breath here. And one more full inhale here. And then as you exhale, we'll just roll up one vertebra at a time, lifting and lengthening out of the spine. Now relax those shoulders. We'll take one more big breath in here. As you exhale, fold into those ribs. Let those hands slide down towards the ankles. And this time we'll just take 3 big full breaths. Inhale. And then as you exhale, feel that belly button pull to spine. Feel that more rounded sensation into your back. One more big full breath here. Last inhale, really breathing into that upper back. And then as you exhale, we'll just roll up one vertebra at a time. Now reach your arms straight ahead. Draw your shoulders down your back, and then we're going to inhale here. We're going to lower down by tucking that tailbone and really pulling that belly button into your spine. So you're going to create this C curve in your spine. Your ribs are still drawing in, and you're still breathing. Relax those shoulders if they've scrunched up at all. And then once your head touches the mat, you're going to release those hands down to the floor and bend your knees a little more. So anytime that we're lifting our legs off the spine, we want to work in an imprinted position. So if you take your hands underneath your low back, you're going to feel that natural arch. You're going to eliminate that arch by tucking your tailbone, pulling the belly button into the spine, and just feel that cinching sensation through the front side of your body. Now release that to neutral again, and as you exhale, find that slight tuck of the tailbone, belly button to spine, and you should feel your obliques engage. That's what's really facilitating that nice tiny pelvic tilt. It's not a tuck. You should not feel your glute, so let that be your reminder. If you do feel your glute squeezing in, then you know you're a little too far. Now let's release that to neutral, and then this time we'll take that a bit deeper. So find that length in your low back, and then as you feel that, draw the legs up to tabletop position and squeeze the knees, but spread your toes wide. Now we're going to inhale, arms are going to come to that hovered position. Now you're going to find that width across your upper back. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest as you inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to slide forward, keeping those shoulders relaxed and your chin tucked. So gaze is at the inner thighs. Inhale. And then we're going to exhale, slowly come back down. Let's just do that 2 more times, warming up as we inhale. Tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale. Think of gliding yourself forward as your shoulders remain relaxed. We breathe in here to stay. And we exhale, slowly come back down. Inhale, tucking the chin to the chest. As you exhale, slide forward, belly button to spine. We inhale to stay. And exhale, slowly come back down. Now last one like this, we're going to inhale, tuck the chin towards the chest, and then as we exhale, we're going to slowly lift ourselves up. Now from this position, you're going to slowly lower your legs down as you inhale, and exhale, slowly pull it back up. Now you'll notice the legs are staying in the same shape, so you're not lengthening the legs by any means. You're just lowering to the point where you can maintain that flat back, and as you exhale, slowly pull up. We're doing that 3 more times. Inhale. So again, you don't want to arch the back. You're maintaining that really tucked in position And exhale, pulling it back up. One more time, and as you lift back up, can you pull your ribs in to slide just a little bit deeper into that ab prep? We pause for our inhale and slowly come back down as we exhale. Now hug the knees in towards the chest. Let's take a nice big deep breath in through the nose, and then big exhale out. Now in your next inhale, find that low back long. Again, bring those legs into tabletop. Hands will come back to that hovered position. We'll inhale, tucking the chin towards the chest. We're gonna exhale, lifting the head and shoulders above the mat, but make sure again you're looking forward, but also know that you can support your head with your hands if that's feeling a little bit too much. Now we're gonna inhale here, and then as you exhale, I want you to draw that belly button to spine and just lift a 1/2 inch higher, and then slowly come back down. As we exhale, pull that belly button in, ribs draw in, and you slowly crunch up. So you might not even actually be able to see the depth here. It's such a small movement. So just imagine again the zipper between your belly button and rib cage meeting in the middle to help lift you just a touch higher. One more here, and then we'll slowly release the head back down. Relax those shoulders, take a big breath in through your nose. Now big breath out. Now one more like that, we reach those arms to a hover. Inhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale, we lift the head. Now if it's there for you, you're gonna lower the legs about 1/3, and then we're gonna find 3 pulses. We're gonna lift up and down. Again, same from that zipper effect to help just find that tiny bit more of flexion. One more. And then slowly lower those legs a touch more. And again, we inhale here to prepare. Exhale, pulse up and down as we inhale. Pulse up and down, and one more time. Good, now only one more. Lowering of the legs, we pause here, belly button to spine, we lift up and down. If you're starting to feel strain or stress, just lift your legs a little bit more and just ease off that. One more. And then we slowly lift those knees, lift the head a little higher because you can, and then we'll slowly release back down. Really good job. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. And then we'll take a nice big deep breath out. And if it feels good, you can even tuck the chin towards the chest and just really draw those shoulders down your back. We'll take 3 deep breaths to reset here. Inhale. Nice big exhale. One more, 2 more breaths, excuse me. And one more like this. We'll slowly relax the head back down. Bring your feet to the floor and just let your spine come back into that neutral position. Feel free to rock your hips a little bit side to side. And then from here, we've got one more like that. Now your range of motion of the legs is irrelevant. All that matters is that you stay really nice and tight through that core and feel 0 pain in your low back. So as you inhale, find that imprint in your spine. We're gonna lift one leg up off the floor, followed by the next. Now this time your feet are gonna be hips width apart, hands come to that hovered position. We're gonna inhale, tuck the chin towards the chest. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Now option here is to keep the legs as they are. We'll do the first round like that. We'll lower that right leg down to where you feel that low back still remaining flat. And then we'll pulse up for 3 and release a little bit. And 2, release a little bit. One more time. And then slowly lift that right leg. We'll lower that left leg down. Inhaling here, and then we'll exhale, pulse up 3, and release a little bit. And 2, my gaze is staying forward the whole time. Keep your shoulders relaxed. One more. And then slowly release. Now if this feels strong for you, you want more, legs can lengthen for these last 2 sets. We'll inhale here, and then exhale, pulse up 3, and release. And 2, release. And one more. And then lift that right leg up. Keep that chin tucked as that left leg lowers. We'll inhale here, and then exhale, pulse up, and down, and 2, and down. And the last one, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Let's lift that left leg, bring your hands to the back of the head for some support, tuck your chin more. Now lower that right leg down. We'll inhale here. You're gonna pulse up 3, and release. 2, and one more here. Now this time bend your left knee, and then we'll twist left 3, back to center, keep that flexion. 2, back to center. One more time, we're almost there. Back to center, lift that left leg straight up, and then we'll slowly switch those legs one last time. Inhale here, almost there. Exhale, lift and lower. and lift, and lower, and lift. Remember, that's all coming from that belly button to spine. Bend that right knee, and then we twist. Don't think elbow to knee, think rib to hip. Last one, twist right, back to center, finishing strong as you kick that right leg up. We'll lift that left leg, really good job, and then bend into the knees. Lift your head a little higher because you can, and then we'll slowly release. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. Nice big breath out. One more inhale, and one more exhale. Now slowly release your hands to the floor. Bring your feet nice and close. Now to check your alignment, if you lift your head, you shouldn't be able to see your feet, but you should just be able to barely touch them. When your hand is, or head, excuse me, is back down, your hand should not be able to touch your heels. So that's a good way to check that. You're gonna press through your feet. Find that imprint, then you are going to squeeze those glutes to lift up nice and tall. Now from here, pull your ribs in so the back of the body remains long, and then from that position, you're gonna slowly lower back down. We'll just do that one more time, releasing that spine all the way to neutral. Inhale, and slowly, slightly tuck the tailbone, pull that belly button in as you lift those hips up off the floor. Now this time, we'll stay here. Pull the ribs in, and from this position, kick your right leg straight up to the sky. You're gonna flex through that right foot, and you're gonna lift the hips half an inch, and then come back down, and then half an inch, and come back down. Now feel the weight in both your arms even. Naturally, you're gonna compensate that weight. 2 more. So really try to press into that left foot in a way where you can maintain that balance with your hips. Keep that right heel high for a second, and then slowly lower that right leg down. Inhale. Now reset as you exhale. Feel the inner edge of your right foot connect as your left foot lifts. Now we lift as high as we can, keeping those hips level, and then we lower down and kick up, and down and kick up for 5. Keep kicking, flexing through that left foot, but the work here is all in that right glute and hip. 3 more. 2. 1 more here. And then we hold there for half a second. Slowly place that left foot down. Inhale here in the center. And as you exhale, slowly pull those ribs in, belly button in as you lower down 1 vertebra at a time. Take a nice big deep breath in. Big breath out. Now inhale, we're gonna slowly tuck that tailbone and once again press into those feet, lifting those hips up off of the mat. Now same start, we inhale, feel the inner edge of your left foot as your right leg kicks up. As we exhale, you're gonna flex that foot, lower down in line with your left thigh. Inhale, point the toe and lift back up, get those hips up. Exhale, flex and lower that right leg in line with your left thigh. Inhale, lift it back up. 1 more on this side, lower down as you exhale. Point the toe and lift up. Now bend your right knee, plant the foot flat. Inhale, reset. As you exhale, soften. Right foot grounds down, especially that inner edge. Left leg kicks up to the sky. Really press down in that right foot to lift the hips up. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, flex that left leg, lower down. Point the toe and lift back up. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Last one. Exhale, flex and lower. Point and lift. Let's bend into the knee. Plant that left foot flat. Last inhale here, and then lower down 1 vertebra at a time. Now release your spine to neutral. Great job. We're gonna do that 1 more time with the 5 pulse beat this time. You got this. So inhale, press through your feet, gaze straight up to the sky as we peel ourselves up. So let's start with that left foot first this time, grounding down through the inner edge of your right foot. Left leg kicks high. We exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Feel the work in that right thigh. 3 more. Point and lift. 2 more. Point and lift. Last one. Flex and lower. Now get those hips as high as you can before we transition left foot down. Reset hips level. And inhale, right leg kicks up to the sky. Flex that foot. Exhale, lower down in line with that left thigh. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Lift those hips high. Bend into that right knee. Plant that right foot. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Take your time. And then just take a breath to let that settle in. And then go ahead. Hug those knees in towards the chest. Great job. We'll take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale, breathe it out. Now take your time. We're all done with that. We tuck the chin towards the chest. Exhale with the least amount of momentum as possible. Let's lift ourselves up. Breathe in. And then we'll cross the ankles. And from this position, take your time. Come onto your hands. Now find all 10 fingers nice and evenly. You're going to want some space between the fingertips and the top of the mat. So you have some room. Let's inhale, heart forward. And then let's lower down in 3. Nice and slow and controlled for 2. Keeping those shoulders wide, and then come all the way down. Now inhale, our first option is palms a little bit further than the shoulders, elbows slightly behind the ribs. We'll inhale to prepare, pull the belly button in, and we'll peel ourselves up. Nice big breath. Exhale, and slowly lower back down. Inhale, belly button to spine as the ribs stay hugging the midline of the body. Breathe in. Exhale, lower back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, and then peel yourself up. Let's hold here, but breathe here. And then notice, is it possible for you to maintain the length in the back of the body, but lift those hands up off the floor? And if it is, I'm going to encourage you to take one more breath, and then with me, bring your hands underneath your forehead, and then rest back down. Now we'll continue here. Feel free to work with that first modification, or you can join me and glue your fingers to your forehead. Let's inhale, lengthen and lift back up. Exhale, slowly come back down. You have 4 more. Inhale, from that pull of the midline, lengthen and lift up. Exhale, slowly come back down. Inhale. Feel that length in the back of the body. And then exhale. Let's see, for these last 2, we cannot quite release all the way. Inhale. Exhale, come down about halfway. This is it. Inhale, and then peel up and hold here for 3. If you feel spacious in that low back, feel free to lift those legs. 2. Take one more deep breath, lift and lengthen more. And then let's slowly come right back down to the floor. Now bring your feet a little bit wider so they're in line with your mat, so a lot wider than your hips. And then flex your feet and slowly bring your heels together. Now you're bending them straight up towards the sky, and you're going to inhale here to prepare. Pull your belly button away from the floor and keep that connection strong, and just squeeze your heels, and you're going to feel your glutes activate. And you won't see it if you look at the video. You won't be able to see the movement. It's so small but so mighty as you squeeze those heels and then release that tension. We'll do that one more time like this. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, squeeze, 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 and keep breathing. But even notice as you're squeezing those heels, are you softening, or could you soften into those shoulders a little more? One more deep breath, and then slowly release. Now it's really important as we go into this next part that you don't arch your back to get the height of the knees. You have to stay really connected, and it's like we're imprinting that spine. So if you feel your back arching, just keep doing what we just did with the knees down. We'll inhale to prepare here, belly button to spine. As you exhale, squeeze those heels and see if you can lift those knees. Inhale, we'll slowly lower back down halfway. 4 more. Exhale, squeeze and lift as long as that length is there in the spine. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower back down. Last one, everyone. Inhale here, and then exhale, squeeze and lift and hold this time, but breathe here for 3. Now ribs are still drawing in, belly button in 2. Could you squeeze those heels a little bit more and just lift a touch more without scrunching your shoulders or your neck, and then slowly release. Take your time, big breath in. Nice big breath out. Now in your next breath, let's take your time, and then we're just gonna turn over onto our side for our last movement. So let's turn onto whatever hip is presenting itself to you right now. We will do both of them. So you're gonna take your time, and what you wanna do is, if you're on a mat, great, look at the middle of it and line your whole body in the center. And then with your top hand, bring it in front of your chest, and then just lift your feet and bring them just slightly forward so they're more towards the edge of the mat. So again, if you're not on a mat, your legs should be in a slight diagonal and hips and shoulders in line. You're gonna bend that bottom elbow, and from here, what I want you to do is push into that bottom leg in a way where you stay scooped in from what's touching the floor. You wanna make sure we're not dumping the weight and just losing that connection with the core. So pull your top hip back, and from that position, you're gonna point those top toes, bring it in line with your hip, and from that position, you're gonna flex that foot, keep the belly button to spine, and you're gonna inhale forward for 1 pulse, 2, and point back for 1. And flex forward 1, 2, and point it back for 1. Now your hips are staying square, and that bottom foot plays a very important role in not letting those hips go forward or back. So we've got 4 more, 2, and lengthen back for 1. Flex forward 1, 2, and lengthen back for 1. Flex forward 1, 2. Try to really fight to keep that height of that leg in line with your hip. Last one. Forward 1, 2, and lengthen back for 1. Now from this position, you're gonna bring it back in line with your hip, flex and lower down, point and lift it just higher than your hip. Exhale, flex and lower, inhale, point and lift. Now you're only lifting just slightly higher than the hip so that you're avoiding any kind of rotation within that leg. What that means is that your toes and your knees should face forward the whole time. We have 4 more. Lower, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Last one, we point, lift and hold. We're gonna do a little circle and pause. Little circle and pause. Now that pause is so there's no momentum. We have 3 more here. All core control. 2, pause. 1 more, pause, and then we reverse that direction. Inhale. Really good. Keep breathing. We have 4 more. And pause. 3. Remember that hand can be in front for some support, but make sure, last one, that your shoulders down your back. Now hold here, just lift a little higher to finish that, and then you're gonna bend into that top knee. Reach with that top hand and grab your ankle. You're gonna pull that in front of your hip as best you can, and then from that position, you're gonna flex that bottom foot, rotate the heel up so we really feel that isolation through the inner thigh, and we're just gonna lift it up and down and up and down. Now as you're lifting it up, make sure that you're not dumping into that bottom shoulder and rib. You're staying really connected through that core, really allowing yourself to get that strong position through that inner thigh. We have 3 more. And up and down and up and down. Now last one, lift it up and point through that bottom foot this time. Now with a dime-sized circle, pause. Dime-sized circle, pause. Less repetitions this time. 5 and 4, 3, 2. We're almost there. So you have 1 more. We reverse that direction and pause. And pause for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here, and then you hold it and lift just a little bit higher as you scoop that belly button to spine, and then we'll slowly release. Really good job. So from this position, we'll take that top hand, push ourselves up, and we're almost there. We finish off with the second side, but be careful that as you set it up, you are making sure that your body starts in one straight line. And what you want to think about it is, pay attention and imagine from your hips to your upper body, or the whole upper body, I should say, it's in between 2 panes of glass. So we want to avoid that dumping forward and back. So limit your range of motion if you did find that on the first side. Now bring your feet slightly forward so that they're in that diagonal line, and then point through your top foot, lift it in line with your hip. Then you're going to flex that foot and pulse it forward. 1, 2, and then point and lengthen back for 1. Flex forward. 1, 2, and point and lengthen back for 1. Flex forward 1, 2, point and lengthen back for 1. Flex forward 1, 2, lengthen back for 1. We have 2 more. Flex forward 1, 2, and lengthen back for 1. Now keep it in line with your hip. Flex it and lower it down, and point and lift it back up. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift for 5. Remember that bottom leg is staying so stable and strong for 4. Point and lift for 3. Point and lift for 2. So the right or bottom side of the body is staying the same. The last one, this time we point and we hold it here, and we do little circle and pause. That little pause should be slightly above the hip, so it should be slightly gritty to get to that spot, but no momentum here. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we reverse that and we go the other way and pause. Now part of that stability with that pause is that the bottom leg is helping stabilize. We're almost there. Keep breathing through this. We have 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend into that top knee, reach and grab that ankle, bringing it as close as you can towards that hip. Now turn your bottom heel up, keep that foot flexed. You're gonna pulse up and down and up and down. Now make sure as you lift that you're not dumping into that bottom rib. You're staying really connected, and we're lifting here. We're almost there for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Now last one, hold that lift, but point your toes. Little dime circle, pause. Little circle and pause. Again, less repetitions here. We're almost there, I promise. For 4, for 3, for 2. Now last one here, and we reverse, and then you're there. We pause and pause for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold that. See if you can get it just a little higher, and then we'll slowly release. Now take your time, curl onto your back, and you're just gonna scoot yourself into the middle of the mat so you feel comfortable here. And then from that position, you're gonna take your time. Now grab a hold of your right knee with your hands and just take a breath here. Now, you're more than welcome to attach that right heel to your left thigh, but I find it better get a better stretch if I take that left hand, grab the bottom of my right foot, and then I just lift it, kind of lining it up with your left shoulder. So you're creating more of that like upside down pigeon stretch. And if it feels good, you could go deeper. If that breath is really relaxed, you could straighten that left leg. Now I recommend just softening and closing your eyes, and let's take 5 deep breaths here. Now you're flexing through that right foot, and what that should do is heighten the sensation that you feel into not just your right hamstring glute, but also into that hip. So play with that a little bit. We'll take 3 more deep breaths. Make sure that your shoulders are not scrunching up in any way. 1 more like this. And then we'll slowly release, hugging both knees into the chest. Just take a moment to feel that difference. And then we'll release that right foot down to the floor. Take that foot into your hand, your right hand I should say, and flex that left foot in line with your shoulder. Now if you can still breathe comfortably here, feel free to enhance this stretch. Just relaxing that right leg down, and again make sure that you feel that deeper into your left hip, glute, and hamstring. We'll take 4 more deep breaths here. Now every inhale you want to feel just a little bit more of a kick into that left foot. And that should feel a little bit longer, and just breathe into that as you exhale, release 2 more. And 1 more deep breath like this. we'll slowly release the grip of that foot, and then relax both legs all the way down onto the mat. Scoot yourself over to one edge of the mat, and then you'll just curl over onto your stomach. And from that prone position, you're gonna take your time, adjust so you're nice and into the center of the mat. And then if it's there for you, you can bring your hands back to that W position that we started. We start just lifting the head and the chest. And if that still feels spacious, let's just give those abdominals a nice, well-deserved stretch. Breathing here, relaxing your shoulders, and making sure again that we're not dumping into that weight. We're pulling those ribs in, feeling spacious in the back of the body. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. 1 more. And then slowly take your time, just let that heart melt down to the floor. Bring your hands by your floating ribs and just with control push yourself back. And then you'll take your time, bring your knees and feet together. And then lower your hips down, and from there palms can come by your side. Let the forehead connect and just take 3 deep breaths here. Really breathing into the back of the body, slowing down that breath. And then on your next inhale, let's roll ourselves all the way up. And then from here, just take a nice big deep breath in, and then really just take a moment to appreciate how strong your body really is. So appreciate that, and thanks for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.